Fellas, if you woke up this morning and you felt that lonely sensation, my fault, you heard me? Your girl is really excellent in that bed. Yes, Lord. Ask her how I do.
I'm sorry. Trump and Mayor Mamdani are Knicks fans and have been. They're New Yorkers. And you can't, there's nothing either one of them can do to change what's happening in the city for this team. They can't, they're there. Okay, there's a lot of, there's a lot of, you know what? I don't think anything can jinx anything. I think these guys are on a mission.
They are on a mission.
They're like the Blues Brothers. They're on a mission from God. And they have been winning and doing everything. And, you could be buck naked up in the box and ain't nobody paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh,
Please
dear
do
God,
not
I
be.
hope that doesn't
Please
happen.
do not. Okay, but I will say,
Trump. You know, I've been with the league for a long time. I ran NBA Entertainment years ago. He did an I Love Kids game spot with us. He was a fixture at NBA at Madison Square Garden. You guys remember, well, all of you, when you played here, not Draymond, but back in the old days, he had courtside seats. He was here all the time. He was at drafts. So he's a genuine Knicks fan. And so, yes, there's some inconvenience to the fans here, but one looking around this arena, it's packed. So people listen, they came early, they got through whatever extra security, which is necessary. So as I said, I think we should be using sports to create more of a sense of community with people, not less.
We know you're a New Yorker, 55 years. We know you have to be neutral, but how big is this for the...
So I've had a few things to say about Donald Trump going to the Knicks game. And, you know, at this point, it's game day. And I think Knicks fans just want to enjoy Game 3, the first home game that we've had in 27 years. But it also is not clear to me that Donald Trump is a big Knicks fan. I mean, does this guy even know the difference between Karl Rove and Karl Anthony Towns? I don't think so. He's just injecting himself into the NBA Finals because he always has to bring the MAGA circus into town.
Harper Bryant.
Check. How the fuck I'm on mute? That thing was going. Oh shit, y'all ain't been here. Y'all ain't been hearing anything. Why you didn't say that, Just Jay? What the fuck? What's a tapped it or something?
Yeah, mic checking everything. That thing was going on. Shit. Ah, man. So, hey, I've been on mute all along. That's weird. Um, that's weird. I shouldn't have been on mute. Hold on real quick. I gotta see something. Ah, man, I've been on mute the whole time. I'm gonna have to delete this. That's weird. It shouldn't have been on mute. What the fuck happened? All right. All right. I had to start all the way over, man. That's crazy. Good thing it's only 10, 12 minutes. All right. Let's start. I'm gonna go back to the beginning, man. Hold up. Let's just go back to the beginning. All right, we're gonna do this again. TTB After Dark, episode 52. Our eyes on the NBA. We all know Trump is at the finals right now. It was halftime a while ago, but third quarter just started and everything. I gotta redo this, man, because apparently my soundboard wanted to go on mute without me pressing the mute button, which is crazy to me. You always gotta. You're doing this stuff live. You always gotta check, make sure the sound good, man. Which I thought I did, but just crazy. I'm still scratching my head on that one, man. So we got that. We got the Karmelo Anthony situation, Iran, Israel, US, all that stuff going on. But hey, let's go ahead and get back to it, man. So Don Luke have this. Luce, I can never say his name right. Weird ass name. But social media influence DeJounte Wings has been arrested by the Baton Rouge police in Louisiana due to allegedly breaking into an oil change business, stealing $200 from the safe in the process. This how that dude look, man. And here you want to see him talking. This is correct. He dead wrong for doing this, but he probably won't get some little. I'm talking about him, so he probably won't get some YouTube cloud, social media cloud. No, it ain't. Just Jay. Here you go. Let's see him in real life.
If you woke up this morning and you felt that lonely sensation, my fault. You heard me. Your girl is really excellent in that bed. Yes, Lord. Ask her how I do.
See, that's real. That's a real dude. He's social media star. Real dude, man. Real dude. Yeah. All right. So, like I was saying earlier, if I was muted for some weird reason, soundboard. I'm looking at my soundboard. I'm talking shit to it. I need to stop. Yeah, that dude's real. That dude. What's up, JJ? That dude's real. But Trump is at the game 3 of the NBA Finals. That's due to the title, our eyes on the NBA. And even Whoopi had to you know, kind of defend them on going to the game. And here we go. This is from The View.
I'm sorry. Trump and Mayor Mamdani
What's up, JJ?
are Knicks fans and have been. They're New Yorkers. And you can't, there's nothing either one of them can do to change what's happening in the city for this team. They can't, you know, they're there. Okay,
Trump's
there's a
not gonna
lot
jinx
of,
us?
there's a lot
No,
of,
no.
you know what? I don't.
Sonny, come on. He's not gonna jinx us. God damn. Have faith in your team. Shit. Man, you look. Probably. I mean, look, I actually respect Whoopi on this one, man. Like, man, hey, everybody get out their goddamn feelings, man. He want to watch the game, let him watch the game. And that's why I know Whoopi, out of all the Whoopi might be redeemable. Sonny's not redeemable. I mean, she's a true believer. Whoopi, because she's a comedian, they never go. She can't take herself too serious because like people gonna roast her for it, and she know it. She's redeemable, and she's a fake Republican. We already know that, and you know, I mean, everybody else I don't know, but yeah.
I don't think anything can jinx anything. I think these guys are on a mission.
They are on a mission.
On a mission. They're like the Blues Brothers. They're on a mission from God, and they
No,
have been winning.
Let me clarify. Redeemable. What I mean by redeemable, right, is that I still think she still could take a joke. She's a comedian. So there's some likability in her compared to like Sunday. There's nothing. There's nothing in a good conversation. You know you're gonna offend her. You know you're gonna do this, but it will be she'll joke back with you, and it could be in good faith and good laugh. And the thing is, she was for all those years, she was like real cool with Hannity. Like they had a good. I believe they still got a good relationship. So that tells me like she believes what she believes. Don't get me wrong, but she can put that off the table to get along with people that in the same ilk as her or whatever, so in same community as her. She could be okay. I mean, the stuff that's going on in the fucking View is I kind of blame more on that on the atmosphere in Disney. Because think about this. I've seen Whoopi how she act on Fox News, and she doesn't act this crazy. You know what I'm saying? Trump really did something to her though, real shit. I mean, that might just be the atmosphere in Disney, in my opinion. Hold on real quick. My map is short. Oh, here we go. Man, one thing about it, y'all. I was talking to Zeus, the home. He by the way, he said, "What's up, y'all? Yeah, man. Like my sports co-host, right? The career team, man. You gotta drink a lot of water. That's why I'm drinking a lot of water. I do, yeah. Got trying to get my situation right, man. But yeah, I'm just saying, like I could have a conversation with Whoopi if we was in the same thing, and I don't think I feel icky about Sonny. Nah, I can't talk to her. Like right now, she's over here basically saying like, yeah, man, like, hey, I know he's a Knicks fan. Cool, they nothing he go. I mean, just let's enjoy the game. She about the game, and that tells me that right there tells me she's redeemable. She's about her team winning, you know. And what I mean redeemable, I can have a conversation with her even though we disagree, if that makes sense.
and doing everything. And, you know, you could be buck naked up in the box and ain't nobody paying attention.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty funny. And she tell the truth, like nobody really honest God truth. Only way this have been like a big distraction is if he was down there. He was down there with Jay-Z, and which is kind of crazy, Jay-Z there when he's a big Brooklyn dude. I would think that, you know, oh, good rebound. Oh, man, they fight. They been scrappy, man. This a physical game. This is old school ball right now. But yeah. So I think I was muted on this. I didn't get to give my commentary on this. So everybody's saying that he's not real. Trump is not a real Knicks fan, and this, and that. And Akeem Jeffries kind of put his foot in the mouth, and yeah, let's read.
Trump, you know, I've been with the league for a long time. I ran NBA Entertainment years ago. He did an I Love Kids game spot with us. He was a fixture at NBA at Madison Square Garden. You guys remember, well, all of you, when you played here, not Draymond, but back in the old days, he had courtside seats. He was here all the time. He was at drafts. So he's a genuine Knicks fan. And so, yes, there's some inconvenience to the fans here, but one looking around this arena, it's packed. So people listen, they came early, they got through whatever extra security, which is necessary. So as I said, I think we should be using sports to create more of a sense of community with people, not less.
We know you're a New Yorker, 55 years. We know you have to be neutral, but how big is this for the...
So I've had a few things to say about Donald Trump going to the next game. And, you know, at this point, it's game day. And I think Knicks fans just want to enjoy game 3, the first home game that we've had in 27 years. But it also is not clear to me that Donald Trump is a big Knicks fan. I mean, does this guy even know the difference between Karl Rove and Karl Anthony Towns? I don't think so. He's just injecting himself into the NBA Finals because he always has to bring the MAGA circus into town.
All right. So what basically I was saying, little dude, there's pictures of him all the way back when when Scottie Pippen, what was that? No. When Jordan went off on him in '93. Oh man, that I think he was in a couple of those Pacers Knicks games. Be real with you, I bet you could find him in the sideline in a couple of those series games when Reggie killed them. I ain't gonna say unlocked. He destroyed them. Oh, good rebound. So this was a scene there. And this is so yeah, it was people saying the USA, and it was some people booing. So I mean, it was a mixed reaction. That's New York. I mean, what do you expect? And they had to have bulletproof glass up there, man. Which is honest got true is sad, but I understand at the same time.
Harper Bryant.
Yeah, so that's all that. And we're gonna transition. Hold up. So the whole Karmelo Anthony thing, and what this reason I don't like this case is that so many people don't understand how Texas penal code is right now when it comes to what's like how we deal with murder, how we deal with manslaughter, how we deal with like capital murder, right? So we got a different system. I don't know anybody else, any other state that got the same one we have, but when it comes to murder, they don't deal with degrees because like ha- ever since constitutional carry, and this I found out this like the whole history of it early on today, talking to one of my friends in law enforcement. So one of the things of constitutional carry, like the grand jury goes through the whole process is if it was like a legal use of force or whatever. And they go through all the stuff, and then they the one charges you. And reason you'll get charged murder is that if it's like criminal negligence, homicide type situation, meaning like you let's say you over here cleaning your pistol and it was loaded and you didn't know and it went off. Like you didn't properly you didn't properly take care of your pistol, so it went off and actually hit somebody or whatever, right? So you will get charged. That's where like the 5 years come in play, because that's like you being negligent because you didn't properly unload your handgun or rifle or whatever before you assemble and deassemble it or whatever, right? So you're responsible for that bullet. That's what they'll say, and that's why it said 5 to 99 because that they put the degrees on during the sentencing. So basically, what the state of Texas is basically saying is, if the grand jury find that you skirted a great like it's a mess in your case type situation, as in if okay if you do something if there was like a chance for you to de-escalate the situation or there's like some chance for you to go, get out of there, or if the use of force is excessive to what was actually going on, that's when they gonna charge you with murder. Then that you got to figure out. All right, okay. Even when there's a lot of spots in your case, your defense or whatever, was this a justified use of force? That's when it goes through the jury system and everything. That's why a lot of people really take deals when it comes to murder now, because now like they'll say, well, we'll give you 10 15 years, but you get out like I ain't say get out, but you're eligible for parole like 8 to 7 or something, like 7 to 8 years or something like that, either half or a little bit over half in state of Texas. So that's how they have it set up. So basically, if the grand jury, in a lot of cases, and sometimes the grand jury get it wrong, but the grand jury indict you over a case, that's basically saying, hey, maybe we don't have because like we got Castle Doctrine, we have a version of Stand Your Ground, we have all those versions there. So they indict you in murder, and we have, if you in Texas, you got kids, especially nephews and sons and stuff like that. You gotta let these cats know, man, like Texas not playing around. So it's best to try to learn how to de-escalate situations, because like even this, let's say you take your kid, to learn boxing, wrestling, MMA, all kinds of stuff. You train getting them to be in that, and that so they could humble themselves, have that work ethic, that discipline. You getting them to do that, right? And then they end up getting into an altercation, but they consider a train. I think you don't necessarily become like a trained fighter until you get your license as being like professional fighter, or whatever. I think that it's a whole process in that. But once you train, even if you defend yourself, and let's say you defend yourself, and that person end up getting unalive because like you punched them in a certain way, they fall, hit their head on something, and they're out of there. That stuff can happen in fights. Then they will not they will come and be like, well, okay, let's look at this, look at that. Okay, you know you're a trained fighter. You know, we get it and everything. But then again, okay, was that acceptable use of force? You know, did you mean? Because that's when you probably won't get criminal negligence on that because like you probably didn't mean, you probably was squabbling, but didn't mean to do that situation. Your intent wasn't to do that, and maybe depend on if you jump on them again or whatever. That's when it's going. And this is how they gonna look at it when it comes to sentencing thing. You know what I mean? That's why they get a lot of deals when it comes to these cats. Like matter of fact, it was a situation that happened in my hood. Our hood day was Saturday, and I was this. I'm telling you, man, I was this close to going. I had my old red stuff on. I had everything lined up. It started raining over here, right? I like, damn. And usually when hood day, you gotta get your car out there and everything. I didn't have a chance to wash my car like I wanted to, so I was just like, "Fucking, I ain't gonna go." So come to find out, a 13-year-old ran up on the spot and started letting the fire out. Ended up hitting older lady, somebody mama, man. And now the little kid was 13 years old doing that stupid stuff. So man, we gotta raise our kids, man. And I understand like some people talking about the music, man. Like we had crazy music too, but like there's you gotta raise your kids. Now, I mean, you can't let the music raise them. That's really when it comes down to it. Like, I listen to a lot of crazy stuff. I'm talking about, I would listen to death metal, then I turn around and listen to gangster rap. I turn around and listen to Three Six Mafia. I was like that type of kid. Then turn around and listen to Chopper Screw, DJ Screw, Michael 5000 Watts, OG Run C. Shit, shout out to Mr. Rogers. Shout out to Justin over down there in Houston, man. He the homie over homie, you know. And just like, yeah, I listen to all that stuff, but never in my life because I know my mama was with that shit. If she'll find out I'm out there in the street, she would have made some phone calls and I would have had a situation with my, some of my kin folks or whatever. I ain't gonna say their name on here. I would have issues. So that's the problem, right? Like now you got motherfuckers be like, well, no, you can't talk to my kid like that. You can't talk to my kid like that. Then if nobody can talk to your kid right now like that, and they mean well and trying to get them on the right path and trying to get them situated and whatever. If they can't talk to you like that, man, who can? Who can talk to your kid? Seriously, you know what I'm saying? And that's really the issue. That's what comes down to this Karmelo case, right? And this is what's going to eventually doom him. If everybody is saying, "Hey, the people in his own defense," let me go read this. All right, Karmelo Anthony's own witness just threw a wrench in his own self-defense claims during the Austin Metcalf murder trial on the stand. For the stabbing of Metcalf, the team claimed Karmelo was surrounded. Then prosecutors replayed the footage. The witness backtrack and admit he can't tell if Karmelo was actually surrounded and ganged up on, destroying the idea. So basically, from what I was hearing, the prosecution when they did process examination, he basically the witness basically admitted that he was on the field during the whole situation where he was surrounded, so he didn't know what was really going on. He wasn't right there. So, and then now, like, we have to establish this too. It's a lot of chaos bringers, man. It's a lot of people just throwing everything. I heard something on another platform talking about, the prosecution and the defense and the judge, they all know each other. I'm gonna say this: if a lot of these lawyers being a lawyer is a fraternity within itself. Because here's the thing: all lawyers talk. I say all. Majority of them talk and have an understanding with each other and everything, right? And this the reason why. Because like a lot of them, if they want to get into being judges and stuff, they gotta get vouched for a lot of times to get up in that level. And it's like any other industry. Like if you're a college football player, but your cousin is Deion Sanders or something like that, yeah, you might gonna get that extra look if like I said, you're a phenomenal athlete like him. Same thing goes on with and like a lot of them do partnerships in each other firms and stuff and for a time period. So when you get in the system, you playing a rig. It's I ain't gonna say super rig game, but semi rig game. You know what I mean? They all know, especially in small town Texas. So I'm not saying Frisco small town because this is one of the bigger suburbs we got now. By the way, Arlington I believe Arlington the biggest, then like Mesquite and all that, but that's another story. But like no, I told people OG gonna be the issue. But like yeah, they'll complain. People will complain about, oh well, the judge and the prosecution and defense know each other. Okay, we should go in knowing that a lot of people in the local scenes gonna have a understanding and know each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's the that's the beauty and the curse of having a lawyer, right? And my issue with this is that his lawyer should have got Karmelo, a plea deal. I know it sounds dirty, but I'm just saying this as a Texan, how Texas does the murder charges and capital murder charges. It's different in other states. Like you can't they fix it so you really can't get a beyond reasonable doubt situation. Just because if it went to a grand jury, they already say it's something crazy in this case that it doesn't apply to a law. So you kind of up shit's creek, so to speak, in my opinion. Because here's the thing: technically, once he said he did it and he showed remorse, there's self defense doesn't even apply there because they gonna take Zach. Here's the thing too: they teach you this in the gun class too, right? Because most of the gun class you learning about like the law. Like you have to say certain things on a police call. You have to if you call the police, you have to and they tell you don't do this, you better not do that. You better do exactly what they tell you to do because if you don't, and then something else happen, they're gonna use that against you in the state of Texas. They will use that against you. You call the if you call the police and you say you gotta be real careful how you talk to them. It's like I said, I go to the class and they'll tell you that like anybody move to Texas and wanna you know, it's good to get a concealed handgun, even though I know understand constitutional carry is the big thing. And I understand that, but still go learn the law because like they change a lot of stuff all the time. Like it's laws getting passed every day. Cause like at one point you couldn't even have couldn't have your pistol, you couldn't have like any type of weapon on school property in general, but now you could have it in your car if it's secured in your car or whatever. You could have it in your car. They're not gonna mess with you on that. So like that little bit that been a rule for longer. So that little bit is like a change. Because here's the thing, the zero towers on that they did it because of the gang situation. Then you start having these little things happen in parking lots and everything. Um, well, that should have been foul. But now, like suburb, like the country, should they'll have a rifle rack in the back of their truck. they probably go hunt hogs or deer or whatever, but after school. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, here's a
Meat stabbing trial. Karmelo Anthony is charged with the murder and the death of Austin Metcalf. Our Trevor Sohaki is live for us this morning outside the courthouse. And Trevor, the defense will continue making its case later today. Tell us more.
Yes, it will, Carmen. And Anthony's defense here is that he was acting in self-defense. He's arguing that Metcalf provoked the altercation between the two of them. And the defense started presenting its case over the weekend by calling Anthony's track coach to the stand. He testified to Anthony's character, saying the teen was nominated by his teammates for captain. Prosecutors asked the track coach if an athlete should have a knife at a track meet, and the coach said no. Before that, prosecutors questioned 18-year-old Eddie Parra, a teammate of Metcalf at Memorial High School, and the person who greeted Anthony at the Memorial tent. Parra told the court he and Anthony were acquaintances before the track meet, and in response, the defense showed pictures of the two together on multiple occasions, including at a track meet in March of 2025, sitting together on a bench and talking. Court will pick up where it left off, starting today at 9 a.m. Live in McKinney, Trevor Sahaki, CBS News,
happened
Texas.
today, by the way.
Trevor, thank you for the latest there. Well, testimony is expected to continue today, as you just heard Trevor mention. So remember, you can follow our blog from the courtroom.
Yeah. So now you got a lot of people, it's a lot of PNA people, man. And there's like I said, I was on KB's channel when it did, and I know I was over talking. I keep it a buck. I was over talking there because like people don't know our laws, and like everybody saying first degree and all that. I'm like, man, ain't like that. Now they go about new different rules, and we just gotta understand that, man. And honest God true, man. I tell you this is my stance. This is what got him. It's gonna get him locked up. The way he talked to the police afterwards. The fact that when he was there, they had all those witnesses. No matter if you think they've been caught, you know, everybody's saying a lot of stuff on her. They're saying whether somebody was trying to tell the witness what to say and all that shit, right? But I think it was preconceived notion on this thing. Once they got the body cam, was saying what he said, and he said, "Yeah, I did it," and this and that. He put his hands on me, and all this stuff, and then you add that to like people telling him to leave 15 times, and he didn't leave, and then Austin actually, you got witness testimony saying Austin actually told him, "Hey, I ain't gonna fight you, track me. What are you talking about?" So right there, he's not. If that's the case, if that's the testimony, which it is, that says that he wasn't a threat. He wasn't a threat to him. He didn't want to deal with them like that. He just wanted to get out the 10. So it gets down to it. Is that a proper use of force? If you think that is, man, that you got that's a hard case to make, man. Because then if somebody in your yard, you tell them to leave 15 times, then you have to and then they, you know, was belligerent or whatever and start, I mean, anything. That's a slippery slope. Like if you want to stand on that because he's black, and that's a crazy slippery. Because like black fatigue is real. I don't just play those games. I don't play those games with folks. I just leave respect. But I do hear some things, man, like, okay, you know, especially in this case, unfortunately. And I said this from day one. Once they said, well, he's in the way if you like, let's say he wanted to go up there because it's rain and stuff, that's when you leave respect, like, hey, you know, I understand, you know, what, you know, we rivals or whatever, but hey, it's rain and stuff. Would be okay. I sit here until the rain subsides. Yeah, you know, I'll move around. And he said, no, hey, you gotta respect it. Yeah, and that's just bottom line to it. But then again, who's raising these kids, man? And now I'm not gonna get as hostile like old dude is, man. Uncle Cliff. Uncle Cliff is gonna tell you exactly how he is on this one. And I might have to mute this a little bit after this because he does play some music. Let's read.
I'm just gonna be real serious and simple about this shit. Fuck Carmelo Anthony and fuck you if you motherfucking agree with him. If you think that nigga was motherfucking scared for his life and he should have stabbed that motherfucker in the chest, you's a dumb motherfucker. Because at the end of the motherfucking day, you could line up 12 blind jurors, not giving a fuck what orientation sexually they are, what race they are. You give me 12 blind motherfuckers and tell them motherfuckers the facts, and they gonna find that little nigga guilty. It's that simple. I don't give a fuck how you twist it, side it, put it, how you want a motherfucker smear it and cover it with whatever the fuck you want. The nigga is guilty and he going to hell.
I'm not going that hard. I think personally, he's gonna be guilty in this. Just because there's no justification that like you could literally leave in that situation. You could have if he would have followed, it would have been different if Austin would have been following him, pushing him, then push him to the wall, got him like backed in on the wall, and he had to fight himself out of that situation. Okay, you can make a case of self-defense. Yeah, you broke the law. You broke the law, bringing that type of blade in the school function, and like I said, you were fear of your life, and you had it on you. There could be something. There could be an argument be made on that case. The thing is, he stayed there. He's like, hey, he kind of like, don't you touch me, don't you touch all that shit. I'm like, man, dude, you got to read the room at that case. Like, you could get yourself out that situation. Like, you could de-escalate that. And that's why it's hard for me to feel sorry for dude, man. Because, like, we got to know how to de-escalate. Sometimes, man, the best war to fight is and not war at all. You know what I mean? You don't want to always have to fight a battle, man. It's sometimes it ain't necessarily humble. It just move smarter. Oh, that's a foul. They're shooting better than the Knicks tonight. Ooh. Everybody.
Worst part is, you motherfuckers went and ran all this motherfucking money up for that motherfucker, and his family went and bought a house. They took care of shit, and at the end of the day, that nigga ain't gonna have money for commissary or to take care of his motherfucking ass when he get there, because the white boy's gonna run through that motherfucker. Niggas don't want nothing to do with him, because they ain't motherfucking dealing with some civil bullshit war in prison over a dumb nigga that did some shit he could have took care of his goddamn self with his hands. It's that simple. If you don't like that and you don't understand that, fuck you and your feelings, because you're not grown enough to realize that nigga fucked up. And when you fuck up, you got to be held accountable for your shit. And if you don't like that, fuck your feelings. I don't care.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I leave it at that, man. I leave that part at that, man. Just, hey, it's unfortunate, but hey. The thing is, I talked to my nephews that's still in high school on this one, man. Like, this is a cautionary tale, in my opinion. And you gotta learn from people's mistakes, man. Like, that easily could have been solved with a simple conversation. And don't be too grown for a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when the best thing, like, I remember having to go to a function in a rival neighborhood, right? You're supposed to be moved. Either you don't go, or if you're gonna go, you better be moving a certain way, because shit could be popping off. You just gotta move a certain way, man. You don't go and look for a confrontation in rival hoods, because that could be your last confrontation. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of the products of, hey, boys need to be raised by their dads, man. Real shit. Or have him, if they don't want to have somebody around that's gonna like be there to be like, hey man, this ain't the play. You moving funny. Hey, sit your ass down somewhere. You know, and that's all I'm saying, man. Like, and and I feel bad for all. I feel bad for Austin family. I feel bad for Karmelo's family. You know, but we gotta just keep it a buck. It's some things we gotta fix. We gotta get situated. You know, like sometimes it's better. Hey, us. If you're a man, you supposed to be able to like think about it like this. There's a reason why they got like the philosopher kings stereotype or like the warrior poet. So like what that means is like that's a killer, but he could talk about poetry. He could talk about he's in depth in like different aspects of life. So he's well around it. You know what I'm saying? And be able to talk, be able to strategize and everything. That's something that men need. We need to be the strategy person. We need to be that. So yeah, that whole story fun. I do not like talking about it, but I'm gonna talk about it because it is news. And speaking of news, uh, if y'all haven't been watching the news about what's going on, Israel and Iran, they've been shooting each other all weekend. They've been going hard because Israel been sliding on Lebanon. They've been fucking up Lebanon and shit like Hezbollah there. Then apparently Iran shot some longer range missiles to Israel, hit Tel Aviv. It was a coordinated attack. So there's a lot of stuff going on now. They talking about now they step back from the brink and all this stuff. Look, I take that with a grain of salt, man. Because at this point, hey, it's a they and matter of fact, I think Israel try to take out their new leader that's on the ground, not the son. The son that we don't even know where he at. So it's crazy. And here we go. It's Fox News. I know how people feel like Fox News. But this is the only one I saw on X. So here we go.
The Middle East is on edge this evening after Iran and Israel traded strikes, though for now, a pause in the fighting between the two countries. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu giving an update on the situation. Take a listen.
Currently, the fire on this front is held because after we struck the terror regime in Tehran, it ceased attacking us. Should the terror regime make the mistake of attacking us again, we will respond with force because Israel has the full right to self-defense, and we will exercise it as much as necessary.
Though it's unclear how long this lull in the fighting between Israel and Iran will last, Iranian leaders said they would end their bombardment as long as Israel stopped military action in southern Lebanon. But today, the IDF continued their campaign against Hezbollah, striking positions in southern Lebanon. This latest bout of back-and-forth attacks is the first direct fighting between Iran and Israel in about 2 months since a ceasefire was reached in early April. The latest exchange of fire started after Israel struck a suburb of Beirut targeting Hezbollah militants. Iran then fired off several rounds of missiles toward Israel. So far, all of them have been intercepted or have hit open areas. Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen have also joined the fight, launching their own barrage of missiles toward Israel. President Trump initially urged Israel not to strike back, but the IDF launched a counterattack on Iran, hitting a petrochemical complex and several other Iranian targets. Iran's foreign minister placing the blame on the U.S.
America has direct responsibility in any action that the Zionist regime carries out in relation to violation of regional peace and security against Iran.
President Trump initially said that the U.S. and Iran were close to reaching a peace deal. This latest fighting likely a step back in those efforts.
We'll see about that. Again, everybody wanted to say they know what's about to happen. I'm gonna say this, man. Look, there's a lot of moving parts to this, man. It's a lot of moving parts. By the way, if y'all want to support your boy, here we go. Bam, right there. Matter of fact, I need to that real quick. All right, back. So yeah, it's what you call fog of war. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hearing a lot of things where it might be a uprising happening around there. It might be on some other. It's a lot of stuff going on. People, the army fighting the RGC shooting rocket. They Trump, they really don't have somebody they actually negotiating with. So it's weird, man. By the way, speaking of weird, it's a segue. We got some pride stuff. You know I should do this. So let's just hear this nonsense.
I am a lesbian high school math teacher living in Texas. We have 5 days left of school. And today, when we were done with our test review, we were just talking in class. And it came up that I had a wife. I had kids immediately lay their head down. They don't care about my life, and that's fine. And then I had a few kids who ran to my desk and demanded to see pictures of my wife. I don't get to do this often. It is very frowned upon in Texas, unfortunately. But when I do, like today, I had a girl tell me I'm a role model because I'm the first person in her life to show that this lifestyle can be happy, healthy, and normalized. I am a lesbian.
All right. First of all, in this, make sure I'm not on mute. First of all, what makes this story so fucking crazy is that nobody cares really about who you're married to, even teacher. Now, it's cool that some kids did care and everything. It's the end of school year. You know what I'm saying? And she was a coach too. Look back over here. So the problem she's gonna have now is she actually was talking about this openly on the internet, and Lips of TikTok got this. And when you talk about, look, here's the thing, man. You're teaching people kids. You feel what I'm saying? Teaching people kids. So, of course, you're gonna have parents gonna be like, "Why are you telling my kids about your lifestyle?" It's like it's equivalent, and everybody think this is crazy. Let's say you, I've never heard a coach. I've heard coaches more like he cuss you out, talk shit to you, do all that stuff, right? That's one thing. But I never heard a coach talk about them getting laid the following night or something like that. That's never in the conversation. Like a lot of like high school coaches, you never hear that. It'd be weird as hell if a coach start talking about that, keep it a buck, and just yeah, man, it would be weird. Why it seemed like it's a certain type of woman that wants to tell, and the thing is too, um, girls talk about this way more than dudes in a lot of cases. Like even if a dude is of that community, I didn't even really care when I was in high school. Like we ran track we ran track. It was one dude that was on that type of time, right? But he was somebody kinfolk. So like, hey, shit, and they had big ass family. Nobody was gonna mess with him because shit, hey, you got to mess with 20 different cats. You know what I'm saying? They gave him a foul. So yeah, like I don't know, just it's just weird talking about who you with to students and stuff. Now I get it. She in high school, so that's to me. I'm a little more lenient because she's in high school and it's the end of the school year. If she led with that, yeah, I'll have a way bigger issue than if it's high school, it was like out of band, and then but still like it's still weird though. It's still weird. I don't know, man. I don't get it. Like I remember my world history teacher. One thing I knew about him outside of like he was a cool teacher is that he was a big Star Wars fan. Like he was one of the type of Star Wars fans that was actually he actually knew what elements they used to build the Star Destroyers. He was on that type of time. Like I've never. That's the level. Now, if you talking about Game of Thrones, I could talk a hole in your heart. No, that's a bad term. I know like Game of Thrones stuff like the back of my hand. That is my stuff. But like Star Wars, like he was on another level on that. That's the most I knew about it. You know what I mean? Uh, all right. Order me some wings. I'm hungry as hell. But yeah, it's just weird talking about your relationship with kids with other people kids, man. Man, Boswell too, man. It's more suburb up there. Boswell is in I believe Eagle Mountain School District. So they out there. Boswell's out there with like Hazlitt, out there with yeah, I caught it another school out there. I can't remember. And that's really that's up there past Testamo Speedway and stuff. So that's an up and coming, and a lot of transplants live up there. So it might be a easy. She might not have too much headache compared to speaking. Like she would did this in fucking like it was a situation godly, and she did this in like what down there in Waco, so it'd been a big deal. I don't even want to go. I'm gonna say this. I'm distracted by this game now, man, because it's a 6-point game and they going at it. But if y'all wanted to talk about this, I kind of this shit right here and this Postmates. This is the most disturbing commercial I've ever seen in my life. So I'm gonna save that for like if I ever have like anybody ever come on the panel like being and stuff. This is horrible. And I'll leave that there, man. I just ordered my food. I'm gonna watch this game, man. I'm distracted as hell. I have to edit this video down, man, because I messed up the first part. But I'll probably just keep it as is. It could be it could be a little situation with episode 52. See if any news. Okay. Quarterback Garrett, man. Oh, this is hilarious. Look.
Snake eyes.
They wrong. The bat. The banana.
Pumpkinhead. Neon noodle. Jukebox jaw. Wolfman. Ruff. You're all under arrest. Snake eyes.
It was play on Dick Tracy, man. That's a classic there. I don't want right here. Let me find some more. Ooh, we got news. We got news. We got news. So, old Timmy Watts, man. Let's hear this. Let's hear this.
I guess now I can make a bit of breaking news because I left the White House to come here to do this interview with you. And before I did, we actually referred this particular case to the Department of Justice for a full criminal investigation. We are not going to do what the Biden administration did and make judgments of the law before all the facts are in. But here's what's particularly troubling about this to me is Jesse, you had people within Governor Walz's office who were saying, you know what, this looks like fraud. It looks like these Somalian illegal immigrants are doing something that's very shady. And then you had people who shut them down, who shut these whistleblowers down and said, you know, you're a racist or you're a xenophobe for asking questions about where taxpayer money is going. What that means to me, Jesse, is that clearly people weren't taking fraud seriously. Whether it rises to the level of a criminal violation, we're going to investigate it. And of course, if it does rise to that level, we're going to prosecute it. We have to. And I guess now I can make a bit of breaking news because I left the White House.
So basically, Holy smokes, JD Vance just refers the Tim Watts fraud to the Department of Justice. So Tim Watts better be on the limelight. I don't find anymore. Yeah. Oh, speaking of California, it's a lot of situation with fraud, man. That election is crazy. I don't wait till that play out a little bit more. Oh my God, good pet.
So how old is this person who's eligible to vote here inside the United States, inside the state of California?
126 based on the Secretary of State.
And this is Doris.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see if Doris is home. Are you Doris?
She's right here. Yes.
Hello, Doris.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
We're just going through the voting rolls here, and we're just confirming anybody who's above the age of 100 years old. And right here, it says you're 126 years old.
No, you got the wrong house.
Are you Doris Wood?
Yeah, but you got the wrong house. I'm Doris, but you got the wrong place. That's the wrong information. All that stuff. No, that's wrong.
Oh, here, I can show you if you like.
No, it's just that it's wrong.
How come you think here in California they're just messing up on all these voting rolls here?
I don't know, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it says you voted in 51 elections, Doris.
No, not me.
Really?
I'm not no 100-some years old.
I know.
I said I wasn't.
I just want to make sure you're not 126 years old.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it really does say you're 126 years old here.
No.
Says
Who did this? You be 126. That don't even make sense.
I know. That's what the
Crazy.
Secretary of State says.
Well, the Secretary of State is wrong.
Okay, well,
Put it like this: I was born in 1940, so you figure that out.
all right, Doris. You have a good evening.
It's like my auntie and them, man. Salute the Doris. But yeah, Cata got some issues, man. And you know what? With that being said, I think I'll leave it at that, man. I'm gonna finish watching this game. I am distracted. So y'all know to do, like, share, and subscribe. I apologize about the first 10 minutes of this show, because of course my soundboard was on mute for some odd reason. I'm still trying to figure that out. But hey, like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate everybody coming through. Peace.